Live.
Good morning, everybody. Paul Diebold with the Irvington Historical Society. We were going to be at the corner of Johnson Avenue and East Washington Street, but there's heavy construction going on, so change of plans. We're here in Pleasanton. This is the northwest corner of historic Irvington, and this is a nice little pocket of a variety of houses, and we're here along Pleasant Run Parkway. We're looking back behind me. Over my shoulder are some examples of Tudor Revival architecture that are here in Pleasanton. An interesting mix of architecture along here. So we'll start with the story of this area. In the 1870s, this was actually annexed land to be part of Irvington, and there was a complex plan that included a park that was going to be along the creek right here in Pleasanton. And unfortunately, the investors didn't take care of business properly, and they had to pay back an IOU, what was called a promissory note, that they neglected to pay, and they lost this land. So that plan, and even some of the lots that were sold, was all null and void, and this land remained vacant until 1915, when the Ketchum family had bought this land, and they platted it out the way it is today, with the angled Parkway Street and streets of Maple and Poplar back over my shoulder here in the interior of the Pleasanton area. So I'm going to ask Matt, and Matt's our cameraman today. Give him a wave, Matt. There you go. Okay. We're going to pan the camera to the parkway. We're going to move to the side here. Someone's coming along. We'll try to keep our social distancing. And we're here along Pleasant Run. Now, Pleasant Run Creek's a natural body of water, but to accommodate the development of Pleasant Run Parkway, which was part of George Kessler's plan for Irvington. Let's go ahead and move forward here. To accommodate George Edward Kessler's plan for having a parkway along this side of the road, this side of the creek rather, they actually channeled Pleasant Run Creek here, and if you look at a map, you can see that it is rather unnaturally straight in this area. It forms a nice northeast diagonal, and that's because the creek was channeled at that point. If you look at some of the Irvington art in our collection that was done before the creek was channeled, you'll see a much more natural looking waterway. So the parkway is where George Edward Kessler planned it in 1909. Through here it was built in about 1915, and then it sweeps on over to the east towards the golf course. That part was completed by about 1920. And we're going to pan around here, and again, here's some of the great Tudor Revival architecture. The house with the bay window is one of those Architects Small House Service Bureau houses that I've mentioned before. That was a plan book promulgated by architects to gain more business. Let's go ahead and walk on down the parkway. It's a great day today. Perfect day. And you can see, while these two Tudor houses here are kind of standouts along the parkway, a lot of the other houses are arts and crafts houses. The next one is what we would call an American Foursquare. You can see it's a very good example of the American Foursquare type, which is this boxy house with the hip roof and the dormer window. This one is veneered in brick. Many more of the houses on the parkway here are brick. The parkway was a, shall we say, more exclusive address to have. The lots were more expensive, and the houses tended to be larger and more expensive than in the interior of Pleasanton. If we pan on down the way here, we have a really nice Dutch colonial house from about 1920, another American Foursquare, and then you can just catch a glimpse of an American Foursquare with a terracotta tile roof. The terracotta tile roofs add a lot to the style of these houses. Many of them originally had terracotta roofs or slate roofs to complement the masonry exteriors. We can continue on down here. One of the things that is really different about Pleasanton from the rest of Irvington is because of that delay in development, all the architecture is much more unified in style and time period. This area was built out largely in a 15-year time span, which, if you know Irvington, you know that you can be in one part of Irvington and be next to a house that's from 1870, and the house next door will be from 1920 or sometimes even 1970. All right, we'll come on down here, and we're just about to wrap up. This is going to be a short one today, folks. We will get back to that commercial corner there. We were going to talk about the theater and the Masonic Lodge, but that will have to wait until the heavy construction is done on Washington Street. You just can't hear anything. A couple more houses here. Here's a frame American Foursquare, another brick American Foursquare. I love the porch detail with the stylized tassel ornament at the top of the porch post there. Isn't that nice? It's almost sort of a prairie style influence, which you see quite a bit in small ways in Irvington houses. So we're going to wrap it up. I'd like to thank you for your support. Here's our website. You can make a donation there. You can become a member. We need your support. We've been making some good progress, but we're still not open. We still have bills to pay. So I'm going to close it with that. We'll see you next week, maybe the week after that. And we hope you have a great weekend. The weather's going to be with us this weekend. So stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.